Welcome back everyone. Today, with the help of GigaChad, we are going to make an Eye of Harmony. Eye of Harmony is one quite complex and expensive endgame multiblock, which is required for making UXV parts and progress further. The first thing we are going to do with it is condensed raw stellar plasma mixture, which is used for making magnetohydrodynamical constrained star matter, which is used in every UXV item. However, making such machine is no easy task. Here you can see just a few of the crafting step of just a few of its structure. And we also had to expand our crypto farm and the power capacity of our research station for researching such machinery. But this was still not enough. We had to tweak almost every part of our base to handle such task, and we moved to wireless energy almost everywhere. We upgraded multiple times our circuitry setups. We had to find and work around different kinds of bottlenecks. And we reached really high circuit production speeds. We built some more space elevators, for all the required materials and space processing required. We did some tinkering with our new computers to lose less Dyson modules. And made a few more Dyson spheres. We unlocked the glowing fusion reactors. And also added some glitter to the Mega Blast furnaces. And we must not forget about our nanites production. Let's have more nano forges. Anyways, now that the preparations are ready, it's time to start working on that beast. As you can see, its structure requires a lot of slow assembly line recipes. And thus we have started making more assembly lines. And we finally have completed it. This may not look that big when compared to other multiblocks. But, if we get close and go inside it, we can realize it contains a pocket of space-time large enough to fit a planet. However, fear not. This multiblock is compliant with Time Lord's regulations and certifications. The thing we should be worrying about is the astounding amount of stuff it can output. And since this one has been overclocked too much, we now have two issues. As you can see, we have a lot of buffered resources. Too many resources. And the reason why these are not being taken is because we clogged our E2 system. Normal disks can only contain up to 140 million items, and the output bus seems to not like outputting into quantum chests. And thus we had to start using digital singularity cells. And so we are stocking up items. The second issue is the power eating. We have been forced into turning on our backup generator. And, even through the first time the issue was just the excessive overclock amount, we still wanted to make sure we could safely afford a second Eye of Harmony, so we made a few more Dyson spheres. And here we have the second eye. This time the structure has been built to support tier 4 planets, so that we can produce black dwarf matter. This time we also had to do some more tinkering with the fluids. The next tiers of Eye of Harmony are going to take a lot of time, so let's use this time to do some cleaning of our base. And in that time, we have managed to build a 7th tier of Eye, which now contains one whole solar system. And it can produce molten universium, which is one of the components of UXV parts. The other component is the magneto-hydrodynamical constrained star matter parts, which are made in an implosion compressor with weird things like an hologram projector. But, before that, let's unlock the last tier of Eye of Harmony. The research is going super fast thanks both to the video speed up and our new accelerated processing units. And, after one more fix, we have finally managed to serialize the block for the most powerful version of Eye of Harmony. It might looks like this crafting is going super fast, and that's because we have done a lot of overclocks other than the 16x bonus of the parallelization. However, we run out of Universium for completing the project. And making more takes either a lot of time or a lot of energy. So, the way to make that recipe feasible is to reduce the overclocking settings and replace the time dilatation field generators. That will decrease the time taken by magnitudes at the cost of success chance. And thus we are capable of producing some Universium. However, we only succeed once every 4 times. So we are going to make some stabilization field generators. These will increase the odds and the energy output at the cost of yield. And it was then that we run into an old issue. Our AE2 system is clogged again. So we made even more singularity storage cells. These are the only way to manage an Eye of Harmony. And, thanks to the new field generators, we have finally managed to make a power positive Eye of Harmony, which also produces resources. Now that we have Universium, we can finally craft the last tier of field generators, Gallifreyan, so that we can finally harness the deep dark. And this is the result. We now have 10 planets spinning inside. And with 8 overclocks, it takes 90 seconds and 61 tera-EU per tick to make an average of 13,000 molten Universium, or 2 peta-EU for instant. Next we made a 2700 million CPU to craft the Gallifreyan stabilization fields. Meanwhile, we run out of space and energy. Again. But, fear not, that was for a good cause since we managed to finally make one Eye of Harmony which makes power and also resources at the same time. We get our cake and to eat it too. Next we swiftly craft each UXV part to have access to every part that can currently be crafted. Now that we have unlocked everything, it is time to finally start working on the final destination. For the quest we need just 1 plate, but we are going to need way more. And just by looking at the recipe, we start to realize that we might need to do some more preparations. Still, let's start working on it just to see how it goes. The first thing is going to be the research. And since this will take some time, let's see how AE2 handles the materials for the actual crafting. It looks like we have everything required for the task. However, with the current state of our factory, that would take way too long. So, instead of slowly building one piece, we shall not do that and focus on first improving our base. We have not enough machines and they are too much mixed around and on various tiers. We want to have them all sorted out and at the max tier. So, let's do some tidying. And now we can do our first test run. And, once all the parts are ready, we can start the dedicated advanced assembly line. We are going to use the first plate we made to research the next part we are going to need. And, after a lot of time, we have the next recipe unlocked. However, our base is still not ready, since we drained all of our energy just for this test run. So we added a bunch more of them. And now we have a positive energy production. All we have to do now is make circuits in bulks of 1 million. Then we do a bunch more of craftings with AE2. We do some occasion debugging and plumbing, such as the DTPF getting stuck due to reaching the limit of catalyst accumulated by the discounts. And, once everything is working nicely and fine, after some AFK time, we can manually craft the Stargate base. We do that manually to increase the value of the block. Who wants an artifact such as that to be made in an industrial way? I'm not going to show you all the crazy work that AE2 did, but that's the leftovers. And, after about 4 months of AFK, we have finally managed to get the last part. Now we can finally claim the reward for the highest task one can do in this pack, 4 iron ingots and 3 sticks. The only task left to do is to find out how to assemble it, since there isn't much documentation on it. And, after many trials, we managed to make it work. Finally, and it turns out that, with only one Stargate, we are going nowhere. Time to get back to work.